In season 6, we will talk about beginnings and endings. This new year has brought some new shows that get in our feelings and has seen the end of some shows that we also have feelings about. So stay tuned and see what shows we're going to cover this season. This show puts a new twist on criminal investigations. This new series is helping us view the world of detecting in a new way, and it is fun. TV Talk with the Sistas. TV Talk. TV Talk with the Sistas. TV Talk with the Sistas. Welcome to TV Talk with the Sisters. I'm Karen.
And I'm Regina.
And we are here to talk TV. In the first show of this season, we are talking about a new crime drama on ABC where the main character has issues with reading and writing. This story comes from an American crime novelist, Karen Slaughter. It's called Will Trent. Will Trent was found in a trash can as a baby, and from there, he went into foster care. And after a rough upbringing, he has become one of the best detectives in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I fell in love with this show.
Yes, I know. You have told me that over and over again. I went and I watched it. It is very quirky.
Very.
Yes, but the storylines are very interesting. It's kind of like think of Monk if Monk couldn't read or write.
Right. But I love the storyline. What happens is like this troubled guy grows up to become like the best investigator in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. And he has the highest clearance rate of anybody on the team. And that means he solves more of his cases than any of those other folks. Now, when I first saw this show, I thought maybe it was like one of them shows that was like a throwback show because of the way it looks. I was thinking this show looks really 1970s to me. And I thought, they're going to have a crime show up in the 70s? This is going to be weird. But it was like current day. They just kind of made it look old to me.
Yeah, the colors that everybody's wearing and the way the locations kind of feed into the story, it does kind of look like one of those 1970 police dramas. But again, I mean, I like the plot lines. I like the plots. It's a little unusual for me to believe that a police officer cannot read or write, but I'm going to go with it. I'm thinking this is ridiculous, but it's a good storyline.
It is, and I kind of like the way they tell it, and I look at the main character, and it's so funny because Raymond Rodriguez has been around a while. It's just that he's never stood out to me. I mean, he was in the Transformers, which when she was a kid, I wouldn't tell it, but I don't see that no more. Battle of Los Angeles. He was even in the 4th season of The Wire. I'm like, dude, I don't even remember you from The Wire. But I mean, you know what? If he worked for The Wire once, that means, he got something going on.
Yeah. If he was on one of the greatest TV shows ever, The Wire, then yeah, he's got some chops. But you know what I love is that his boss is from The Wire.
I do like that cast. That cast has been so fun.
Yeah. That I love. I do love that his boss is from The Wire. I believe her name is is it Sonia?
Sonia Song.
Yeah, she is so good. So I love that. And again, like I said, I like the storylines. I was a little taken back the first time when the first show when Mr. Saved by the Bell, Paul Mark or Mark Paul, whatever, was in there. And I thought, oh man, that's that. From Saved by the Bell.
I know, right?
Okay. So yeah, that kind of threw me back. But other than that, like I said, it's a good story. Weird premise, but good story.
And you know what? I like the way they tell the story. Funny thing they do is the title of each episode is some line somebody says in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really kind of neat to see how it's going to play out, to see who's going to say it and what it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? So that part is really kind of funny. But the cast really is good. Another person who popped up that I kept sitting there going, who is that? Who is it? And it was Lisa Gay, I think, Hamilton. Harden, yes. And I kept sitting there thinking, when I first saw her, I kept thinking, where is she from? Where is she from? There's some show she was on that I remember her from. And I think it was like when she first got in on ER. I think she was a nurse in ER, which is one of the first places I ever saw her. After that, I mean, she's been in dozens and dozens of things since then. But the first time I saw her, it was like, but they have a really good cast, a good ensemble that just keeps the stories going, and they all have like issues. And the beautiful thing I like about what they've done with this series is they are telling everybody's story this season. And all the little pieces that you're getting, in the beginning and the middle, you get everybody's story throughout this. And it's just kind of like, wow, okay, all right, I get this.
Yeah, and her name is Lisa Gay Hamilton, and I remember her from The Practice. She was one of the lawyers on The Practice.
Okay.
And so, that's what I remember her from. So they're bringing good people in to play these parts, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that, and oh yeah, that was good too. So, Will Trent, I was hesitant, but it's something I would watch. Like I said, I can't imagine someone solving crimes who can't really read, but okay.
He is totally dependent on that little tape recorder where he talks about stuff, and he talks into it and he tells it everything. And I guess somebody has to go and transcribe it later, but he just really, and it's so funny. In one of the episodes, he loses a tape recorder, and you just kind of like, oh no, what are we gonna do? He done lost the tape recorder.
Well, we know he can't write it down because he can't read or write, so he gonna have to figure something out.
But the other thing that I really like about that is they will show us stuff from his point of view to show us what he sees or how he sees it. Like there's this scene where he's walking through the grocery store looking for stuff, and he's so used to stuff being in its place that if it's not in its place, he doesn't know what to get anymore. It's kind of like, oh, I guess I'll get this. Because he doesn't know the words or what the little things mean, and so that, I found that really interesting because I never think about stuff like that, but I guess there's probably a population of people who operate like that. They don't read the words, and they don't know. It's just by the branding, and some changes its package. Woo, that probably messes some folks up.
Yeah, there are people who have trouble reading, writing, and even some people who maybe have a sight disability. They're used to things being in certain places all the time, or they recognize what something looks like. If you can't read or write, you may know, okay, I know what that is, and I know what that is. So that's how their worlds operate. And if something is kind of out of alignment, it throws their whole world out of alignment. Now, I do appreciate the fact that he is a former foster kid, and that he's overcome a lot of odds, but he still has some obstacles, mainly his reading and his writing. But I think it's pretty outstanding that, his beginning was horrible, but now this guy is like one of the top cops in the state of Georgia, because his mind is just unbelievable, like Monk. He's like a monk.
Right? And it just kind of shows you that just because you have a struggle in one area doesn't mean that one struggle holds back everything about your life, which is some of
Yes.
the things that we fall into, especially with different characters. And so they're really showing the dimensions of this character. And I love the fact that he has this disability that, and he's still good at other things, because that just shows that I think it puts an example out there for people who have disabilities or who have struggles, to know that, you know what, just because you have this one struggle or you're struggling in this particular area, it doesn't hold you back from everything or all possibilities, because there's more stuff out there for you.
Yeah, you can be successful. You can be successful even with the obstacles or the disabilities in your life. And of course, we all know this, but it's different when you put it on television and you show people. You know, it's one thing to tell your child with a disability, you can be president or you can be this. But when you see somebody on TV representing that and doing, well, then you're like, okay, you're right. I can overcome this, or I can still be this or that, even though I can't do this or that. So,
right, because
it's a good show.
Yeah, because I figure it's one of those things, like, if you see it, you can be it.
Yes, you can.
And I love the fact that the cast is racially diverse.
Yes.
And you get to see all of these different people, kind of like, it's like, okay, you're a cop, and that's a cop, and that's another person. And so you have all of these people who are doing professional type things, and they look like a good mixture of people there. And so I do like the fact that it is diverse. I mean, you have Raymond Rodriguez leading the cast. I mean, yay, go Latinos.
Yeah, you have different, it looks more like the U.S.
It does.
It looks like the U.S. It's women, men, it's very, very diverse. So, I mean, again, the premise to me is a little off, but Will Trent is a show that I am all in for.
I am too, because one of the things, it is fun storytelling, because the viewer gets a chance to see the things from his point of view and how he like unscrambles things with his brain.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, remember on Death in Paradise, when at the end, when the detective goes, aha, I know how it's solved.
Yes.
And he just starts taking step by step. Yes. Will Trent kind of does this too. He'll go through the evidence and you'll just see, oh, this is what happened here, and this is what happened here, based on this evidence and this. And it's kind of like a modern day Sherlock Holmes type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He walks you through the steps, and you begin to see the evidence as he saw it. So yeah, I do like that.
That's just a bomb diggity. But yes, I'm totally in on this Will Trent thing, and I hope it gets more seasons, because like I say, the cast is diverse, the stories are fun, and I do love how, and I'm not going to ruin it for all you folks who haven't seen it all, but go through all of the episodes, because it's going to tell you almost everybody's story, and you'll kind of get to see how it all comes together. And I like that. I was just like surprised, because, usually when you get a new show, they like to try to leave you hanging a whole lot at the end of the first. You'd be like, what? But this one, they really answer some stuff that you deal with throughout the season. So I think it's a good place to go and, check it out. But it's a good show. All right. So we want to thank you guys for listening to us on our first episode of season 6. And you can check us out on Twitter and
Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
Any place where you hear podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Google
Play, all of those places. You can check us out and send us feedback. Tell us what you think about Will Trent, especially if you guys go and watch Will Trent. Hit us up on Twitter and let us know what you think. Did you get the same vibe at us? Do you just love Raymond Rodriguez now? Sonia Song, she is like the great lieutenant. When it goes down in lieutenants, she gonna be up there with the lieutenants for me. Although I think she's like a captain or something. I forgot her rank, but yeah, she's in charge. She's large and in charge.
But thank you guys for listening.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
TV Talk is produced by Karen J. Anderson, music by Karen's friend Dave, and Regina Anderson just shows up to talk.